Welcome to a special edition of DC and RC. My man Daniel Cormier is out doing Hall of Fame things, but it's all right because I have my guy Sugar Sean ready to take his place. And listen, man, I was going to come on here and break some news, but when you have news this big, it has to be broken by the man himself. So, man, you take the floor and tell us a little bit of what's in the works.
I appreciate that. Yeah. I'm getting the fight that I wanted and the fight that the people want. I'm fighting Petr Yan October 22nd in Abu Dhabi. I think this is just I'm so excited for this. Like, I almost can't even believe it's real. It's happening. Petr Yan October 22nd.
Hey, listen, man, everybody's going to be excited to see this fight. We've been wanting to see you in there with one of the top contenders in the weight class. But this is a stacked card. October 22nd, Abu Dhabi. You got Charles Oliveira. He's defending, trying to get his belt back against Islam Makhachev. We also have Aljamain Sterling, TJ Dillashaw, now Sean O'Malley, and Petr Yan. What's it like to be on a card so huge and be one of the main attractions?
Yeah, I feel like my last 4 or 5 fights have just been stacked cards, and every time I feel like I'm the main event. But the Islam versus Charles is massive. I think you said it right. Islam's defending, or Charles is defending his belt.
Yeah.
Aljo versus TJ, super interesting fight. And then me versus Peter. It's crazy. Just those 3 fights alone could be the whole card, and it's an absolute bagger.
Man, absolutely. When you look at Petr Yan, this is a guy that was the champion, and he's run through some really good, top-notch opponents. What type of problems does a fighter like that, as experienced and as accomplished as he is, present to a guy like you?
Yeah, I mean, in my eyes, Peter's, he's obviously the number 1 contender right now. He's pretty much 1-1 against Aljo. He whooped Aljo the first fight. And then he got kind of, whooped up in the second fight. But I mean, he could be considered the champion. The whole top 5, really. I mean, the way Peter beat Jose Aldo was one of my favorite performances of Petr Yan. So going in there and stepping up against a guy like Peter's is exciting. It's motivating. And it's the biggest fight in the bantamweight division right now. I think it's bigger than Aljo versus TJ.
Listen, I actually kind of agree with that. Even though that fight has the championship belts on the line, we're talking about not only one of the best fighters in the UFC in Petr Yan, but also fighting you, who is one of the best fighters, also one of the bigger and most famous or popular personalities. How do you put that aside and get ready for this huge fight that for you, my man, is a career step that you have been waiting to take, and I believe been preparing to take ever since you got into the UFC?
Yeah, I'm excited. I've been, like you said, I've been preparing for this for a long time. I've felt like I was capable to fight these guys for a long time. It's just I never got an opportunity. Pedro was the last guy the first guy in the top 10 I got an opportunity to fight. In my eyes, I feel like I won that fight, dominated, didn't get hit once in the face or the body. So it's a perfect, I'm just so excited to get out there and be the first time I would be an underdog. I'm assuming I'm assuming I'll be an underdog, which is super cool. I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter. I never really kind of, pay attention to that. But I think Tim brought it up. He's like, damn, that's the first time you're going to be an underdog going into a fight. So, yeah, I think it's going to be a super interesting fight. We're both, he says he's a master of boxing. I like to think of myself as a very, very high-level striker. I think it's going to be a very interesting fight.
So here's my last question, man. You mentioned being an underdog for the first time. Tell me why Sugar Sean O'Malley gets his hand raised after the fight in Abu Dhabi on October 22nd.
I believe I'm better than Peter at what we're going to do, and that's fighting. I'm better than Peter, and I truly believe that, and I think that's what is going to get the job done. I'm going to go in there more prepared than Peter. I'm going to go in there and just do what I do. Obviously, putting Peter's lights out would be massive. But I just need to go in there and get the job done against Petr Yan. 3 5-minute rounds. It's the best dude I've ever fought, hands down. I'm very excited for the opportunity, and I just believe I'm going to be better. I'm going to be better October 22nd than Peter.
Listen, I know it's been a whirlwind for you, after your last fight against Pedro Munhoz. Thank you so much for your time. Safe travels to London, my man, and I can't wait to see you step back into the octagon on October 22nd.
Awesome. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it.
Appreciate you, bro.